Hi guys, in this video we're going to have a look at the layers section. So let's jump inside of our template in here, and I'm going to use this template, and if I go to the layers section here, we can see what we can do with this section. So this is a more of an advanced feature in here where you can see all the individual layers and make changes, for instance like the view order. So if you would like, for instance, a layer to be above another layer, you can simply do that from here and move layers in time, etc. So this is a very nice feature in here, and so let's have a look at it. So the first thing is the view order. So first of all, we can tweak the view order from anywhere. So when we select any of the elements in here, we can simply tap these two buttons in here to change their view order, and as you can see, I am now putting it behind the image in here, and if I move this up, it moves the view order up. But if we go to the layer section here, we will see that happening right in front of our eyes basically. So if we go to new arrivals, we can move it backward, and as you can see, it has moved under the image, and if we move it forward, now it is above the image right over there. So there might be cases where you have something, for instance, in here you have this small text, and if it is, for instance, that small text under the other big text, you might have cases where it would be a bit difficult for you to pick that text up. So in this case, as you can see, since I have placed that under the bigger text, when I am tapping in here, most of the times I can still pick it up somehow, but most of the times I end up picking the other text. So if you have that problem, all you need to do is simply go to the layers section here and find the layer that you would like to tweak, for instance this store in there, tap on that, and as you can see, you can select it like that. Or else you can even then move it, so you can hit done, or else you can even select it and move it forward so that you fix that problem. So now if I tap on that, as you can see, it will be easy for me to pick it since it is now above the other layer. So that's the view order. Now if we go to the layers in here, we can do other things. For instance, we can move these in time. So let's edit this. So let's make the first text in here, this store, to appear first. Then we can move this a little bit backward, the new arrival, so that it will appear after the first text goes down. Then I'm going to move this one as well, simply drag the image, simply drag it, and it will now show after that. And if we play now, you can see how first the store comes down, then new arrivals, then the image. Then we can even tweak these in here. So first you have this ellipse, the white ellipse, and we can move that backward. So if we move it a little bit more, now we can see it jumping in, and then we can move the next ellipse as well, and 50% off. I'm going to move it backward as well and hit done, and now we can see the whole animation here has been retimed just like that. Perfect. So if we go back to layers now, we have another option, which is basically the trim duration option. So to illustrate this, I'm going to go to something like this text, this store, and right now it is, as you can see, coming down. But if I want, I can even trim the duration to cut the layer basically in time. So if I cut it, now I can cut that animation, and it would be in immediately in this case. So let's see how that works. Simply tap on a layer. So go to layers, tap on a layer, and then simply pick that circle icon in here when the layer is selected. So like that, I have trimmed a little bit of it. And now if I go back to layers, I can move this around, and as you can see now, you can move it a little bit more as well. That text is already in there since I have trimmed out the animation. So there might be cases in here where you would like to use it. For instance, if you would like at the end to cut all these layers before you end, you can simply go to layers and make sure that each of these layers in here stops before. Now some of the layers are quite long, so you will need to move these first, then pick that and then move them back. Just like that. And now I can cut it like that. Let's select the next one and cut. So let's make it stop a little bit earlier so that we can see it. And new arrivals, I'm going to do the same. Right now, as you can see, I have moved the layer instead of trimming it. So simply hit undo in that case, pick that layer up again and make sure to pick the circle icon. And if for some reason you find this a little bit hard to use, you can even trim this from here. So if I go to new arrivals in here, I can use this as well. So I can pick that little circle in there and trim it from here as well. As you can see in here, you have a representation of that layer over your timeline. Now go back in here and you can see that it's trimmed for us like that. Perfect, and you can continue trimming this like that. And if I now jump to the main screen and hit play, you can see that these will cut, as you can see, before it ends. So they will cut in there as I have trimmed those layers. So that is the layers feature in here. And another thing that you can do is you can, of course, select any of these layers in here and hit on edit so that you enter inside of the edit screen of that specific element. So that's basically it. We can now jump to next videos to see what else we can do with this app.